Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm talking about Whoop. Whoop is a fitness tracker. It is a very minimalist fitness tracker. It has no screens, as you can tell. It has very simple, the hardware is there, and it is something that requires very minimal interaction from you as the user, unless you're specifically looking at the data in the app, and that's the sole interface of it. The Whoop does have gestures by tapping it on the top. You can do that to silence the alarm that it has, or you can use it to check the battery life, and that's some of the only things that you can do outside of the app to interact with the physical device. So again, it's a minimalist setup. It requires you as the athlete just to kind of focus on your activity, whatever you're doing in that respect. And I think that's the really only positive thing about Whoop at the moment, is because it tells you what the exercise you did the day before, how it impacts you. So as an example, when I would go running 6 miles, it would tell me that I had a rating score of 17.0 strain. So that was, and I could see like, okay, well, tomorrow I should probably focus on maybe doing functional strength training, or take it easy depending on how heavy my training load, because it takes into account your heart rate, how long it took you to run that run, your pace, your steps, your GPS, all of that stuff was factored into that recovery or to that strain of how hard your body was pushing. So I think that is where the positive things about Whoop is it kind of tells you what your impact is based on your activity. So I enjoyed that from that aspect, but I think that's about it from Whoop in a positive note, because I think there's a lot of things that could be improved with Whoop, and just kind of some things that I noticed with Whoop. So again, I started out with the Whoop 4.0, and currently they have different subscription tiers. They have One, Peak, and Life, and those all have different capabilities. It starts off with the Whoop 4.0, 5.0, and then the Whoop MG. I ultimately ended up with the Whoop MG maybe about 6 months into it, just wanting to see, because it had different things. It had the ECG readings, it has an AFib detection, and it also has 14 plus day battery life. So that's something that my first Whoop didn't. The first Whoop lasted about 5 days, but I did never get my Whoop MG to last 14 plus days. I'm not sure what type of things they were testing or how they got that battery life, but 12 days was the max. So there wasn't anything that I was able to get that 14 days. It also has a real-time stress monitor to see how things are impacting your stress, and so that was kind of nice to see. Some things I would always question, like, boy, I spent 49 minutes in stress, what did I do? Usually maybe it's an activity that you did, or a run, or functional fitness, but when I didn't do those days and I had a really high stress, maybe for 40 or 50 minutes, I often wonder, like, what was it? What impacted, and for me, I was like, I didn't see anything. Or it could be impacted to your job. I mean, those are all things that are, maybe it's taking into account. But going through, started off with the Whoop 4.0, then used that for about a few months. I understood what Whoop was about, what it was going for. Minimalism over cluttered things. Everything was simplified in the app. It gave you your daily your rating, as many things do now. WatchOS does that now for your Apple Watch, so that's kind of nice. But I think what I started to notice and things about my Whoop was that it was nice initially seeing all those things, but when I went in and initially wanted to cancel my subscription, like I said, I started that 30-day, paid for the hardware, paid for it more into maybe about 3 or 4 months, paid the $30 or $40. It was, I think, around a month, and I couldn't cancel. I could, but I would be penalized for ending my 12-month contract early. And what that meant was that I would have to pay out the entirety of that contract, and then I could still continue to use the Whoop up until the day. So it just ended in the beginning of November. November 11th to be precise. So, back early in January, I was pretty shocked that I would have to pay for, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and it would be a huge sum, and it was in, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and something I didn't want to do. So I just was, I'll just continue with the monthly payments, and see what happens. And then, so that was a big turnoff, because it's not something as a user would predict when you see free trial, and it's nothing that you're going to be subjected to pay long term. So that's how I think they initially trick people into getting a Whoop or trying to get in there, is they realize that you don't necessarily going to cancel after the first time, or you forget that you've had that and you just over by a day, and then you're locked into this 12-month contract, which is kind of sneaky to get people to use them. I mean, it adds to their user count, their subscription model, so it looks like their numbers are really high. So I think that's a huge turnoff to anybody. It was for myself. I really did not enjoy that one bit. So again, if you are going to purchase a Whoop, they always run a holiday special, maybe during Christmas time. But I would definitely let people know that if you're buying for a Whoop or you're trying to get one for yourself, that there is a contract and you will be subjected to it. It's an entirety, unless you don't want to, pay that. But that aside, minimalism was great. I really enjoyed it for that respect. But I think that, like I said, it ends there. The quality of their gear doesn't really hold up. I'm holding my first one here, band. And I don't know if you can see that, maybe. Yeah, this was my first band for that first initial for the Whoop 4.0, and that was okay. As you can tell, it's kind of filthy and dirty, so the quality of it is not very nice. So I'm going to set that aside, and I would think that's pretty disgusting. But I then decided to get a water easy dryable band, and you can kind of see that here. And that was really nice, and this is the Whoop 4.0 that I have now. And like I said earlier, I upgraded to Whoop MG because it had ECG, AFib, and things like that. Daily blood pressure monitoring, kind of like my Apple Watch. And I wanted to see the different data and see what would happen. So I then initially upgraded, paid $60 or $70 to get that over and shipped out, and then they sent that to me, and in doing so, it actually upgraded your tier, so it's no longer just the basic Whoop plan that you get. So when you updated the hardware, it also updated your plan, which was, I didn't realize that as well. So I increased my cost again per month, which was interesting. And then, and right now I'm looking at their website, and it says it's available for $359 a year. So whatever that works out for per month. So that was interesting. So I was like, oh, it's okay. I mean, nothing bad right at the moment. And so then it came with this band, and I wore this band all summer. And you can see that it's stained, maybe it's a sun stain. I wore that out all the time, and I'll show that in this one too. Let's see if you can see it. And that was, it's almost like a red, or I don't even know what happened, but horrible quality for this. Absolutely atrocious. So that all fell apart. And then what I'm wearing now is the Whoop silicone one. And I got this back in August, and it has completely fallen apart. In terms of quality. I mean, look at that. The silicone is just rubbed off on it here. Here you can kind of see it's wearing off here. And it's just not good quality. I've had silicone bands from 2016 on my original Apple Watch, which my Apple Watch original still works, Series 0, and the silicone bands still are holding up, and they still look brand new, regardless of me just wearing them every day. So that was kind of interesting. In that respect. And so I don't think there's just so many things. Oh, and the best part, to like the icing on the cake of Whoop, is that the Whoop MG bands don't work with Whoop 4.0. So when I upgraded, and like I said, I just purchased the waterproof dry quick band, which I really enjoyed, was not compatible with the Whoop MG. So a big what the heck moment. Very frustrating and very upsetting for something that was, again, you upgrade for the 60 something dollars for the hardware. Then you find out that it upgrades your tier. Then your bands don't fit. So a lot of investment in Whoop, and again, it's something learning for me. It was an all learning experience, something that I'll never do. I could have purchased an entire Apple Watch Ultra outright again, for the money that I spent on all the Whoop products. But I think I did things backwards or didn't do my research in any respect, but those are kind of just learning curves of tech, I guess. Things just are not very clear. Packaging, very simple. Trying to pair with that minimalism. But if I had to kind of summarize my experience with Whoop, the minimalism was nice. The acknowledgement of the training that I did and how it impacted my body was nice to see. But those things are kind of just washed out by the subscription snafu that I ran into, the initial upgrading of my Whoop to the Whoop MG, and that claim that it was the bands were incompatible, the silicone already wearing and falling apart and showing sign of wear after only since August, never getting 14 days as it claimed, only got 12, and just the unknown stuff that it didn't make sense of why Whoop would do that to their users in that respect. So a hard no, do not get Whoop. I would not recommend it for anybody. I think their minimalism is nice in a world with screens and all that, but just get an Apple Watch Ultra. It pairs well with your iPhone or whatever ecosystem. If you're getting a Samsung, get their watch that they sell or something like that, or a Garmin. But don't get a Whoop. I think it's heavily reliant on the app. You have to constantly keep the app open. If you close it for a day or two, the data takes a tremendous amount of time to sync over. The app and the device itself is unusable with no internet. I can't even log into the app. Let's say I have no cell service. I can't even log into the app and see it because it doesn't have, nothing is stored on device. It's all cloud-based, which is great, but also not. So there's no type of bonus. And I'm just kind of like scrolling through their website right now, and they're just looking at their tier plans. And everything's pretty much the same. But like the Whoop 4.0 now doesn't have a stress monitor, which I thought it didn't originally when I purchased it. But it's for celebrities who are trying to get fit for a role or something like that, and their coach needs to see that, or some Olympic runner or some marathon trainer who needs to send it to their coach, and keep real-time updates if you're a serious athlete. But for the everyday person, get an Apple Watch, get some type of other watch. I mean, a bonus, it's a watch, which is kind of neat. So that respect, it's nice. But if you are going to invest money, don't invest in Whoop. Their hardware products in terms of their bands, their compatibility between Whoop 4.0 and MG, horrible. But those are some things in my thoughts of Whoop. Appreciate you watching and taking the time. Bye.